There it is. Awesome. Thank you all so much for joining us. We are in Inmates to Entrepreneurs 8-week course. Tonight is week 2. We're going to be talking about marketing tonight. Tonight is a little less content heavy than some of our future classes. So all of that's to say, if you have questions throughout the night, it's a great night to kind of get those addressed and answered. As a reminder, if you can make sure that your username is your actual name. I've got a couple of iPhones, a couple of iPads. I just want to be able to make sure I count your attendance. If for some reason you're unable to change your name yourself, you can throw it in the chat. You can email me, you can message me, however you want to do it. Just let me know you're here. That would be greatly appreciated. I do know a couple of people already have said they've already been kicked in and out of the waiting room. So I think Zoom is just being really finicky. It just does that. I'm so sorry about it. Unfortunately, there's nothing that we can do once class starts. The easiest way to troubleshoot would be to just completely leave the meeting and then use the same link to come back in. I will monitor the waiting room. I promise to let you back in as soon as I see it. There's nothing we can do. So I really apologize about that. And then I did want to give you all a heads up. So next week is going to be week 3. You will be taught by Kendall McCoy and Nadav Mayer are going to be back. I unfortunately will be out of office that day, so I will not be in class, but our chairman of the board of directors, Lawrence Carpenter, he's going to step into my role for the evening. So if we experience a few hiccups or delays, please just bear with us. It's a one night thing, I promise. Before the schedule came out, I had something already scheduled and couldn't get out of it. So I do apologize if the setup next week looks weird, if the waiting room looks different, do not fret. I promise you are in the right place still. It's just a little different on our end. Otherwise, tonight we do have Bill Carlson and Kendall McCoy as our co-hosts. Bill, Ken is not on yet. I know he was having a few issues, so I'm going to try and help him out. But if you would like to come on, remind us who you are, tell us about your background, your entrepreneurship experience, and then I think the two of us could probably move into elevator pitches while we're waiting for him.
Sounds fine, Ellie. And I'm having some interruption issues on this end. So if I drop, it's not that I got tired of the conversation. It's just that the worldwide internet's not playing well. So everybody, it's good to see a lot of you folks come back from last week. You never know after the first week what type of retainage we're going to have. So again, my name is Bill Carlson. I was an investment advisor for over 25 years. I had my own firm for about 15 years. And as an investment advisor, you are an entrepreneur. You are on your own. You eat what you kill. And then I think, as I think I mentioned back in 2017, made some very ill-advised decisions and got to spend an adult timeout courtesy of the Department of Justice. And it was during that stint where I saw so many guys that didn't have the opportunities in life that I had. And I made the commitment when I was away that when I got home, I would do what I can to help those that didn't have the opportunities that I had, but are interested in bettering themselves and being a better version of themselves. I would do what I could to help those folks. So I've been with ITE for 3 years or so. And as I said last week, every time it's a learning experience. I learned so much from you folks. So I'm looking forward to tonight. Marketing is a key part of obviously of the business. And as Ali said, there's going to be a lot of time for conversation tonight. I hope Ken can make it because what Kendall brings to the table, which is very valuable, not only as an instructor, he is a graduate of the program. So he gets to speak firsthand with a great level of knowledge as to how to integrate what we're going to learn in the next 6 weeks and take it forward. So, you know what I love? And, last week we talked about what is an entrepreneur. And I see a couple folks that I know are taking a break or working and going through the class right now. And almost every session we have somebody I see driving a truck or at work, and that is what an entrepreneur is right there. They're finding a way to make it work, trying to figure it out. multitasking. So that, all the things we talked about as an entrepreneur, that right there embodies what a true entrepreneur is. Any luck with Kendall? Ellie?
We are having some issues right now. But so I know last week we ended class talking about elevator pitches, and we did mention that moving forward at the start of every class, we're going to ask people to share their elevator pitch with us. So Bill, I'm wondering if you can walk us through what does an elevator pitch look like? What is a successful elevator pitch? And then if
Sure.
anybody wants to share theirs, I think we could probably do that.
Well, I hope people are gonna want to share their elevator pitch for a couple of reasons. One is this is a learning environment. And so if you're afraid to do it here, it gets a lot more difficult when you're standing in line at the store and you start talking to somebody and they ask you what you do. So that's one reason why I hope you volunteer and you jump in. Second is we tend to use those that give their elevator pitches as examples throughout the course. So you get some extra free advice. Third is the elevator pitch is really the key marketing and selling point that you begin as you're interacting with people. And those of you that live in locations where you have elevators, you know, it's about a 20 to 30-second ride. So it's called an elevator pitch. We kind of reviewed this last week. The reason it's called the elevator pitch is if your pitch is over 20 or 30 seconds, you're going to lose whoever you're talking to. Right? Think about yourself. Somebody starts talking to you and it goes over 20 or 30 seconds. What do you start doing? Thinking about the grocery list, thinking about the kids you got to pick up, thinking about the chores you got to do or the errands. So the purpose of the elevator pitch, the true purpose is to incite interest in the person you're talking to get them to say, oh, that's interesting. And they start asking you questions. Because once they start asking you questions, then they open the door for you to talk more about what you do. The second thing of the elevator pitch, the purpose of the elevator pitch is to, if they're not a prospect for whatever it is you do, to see if they have somebody that they can think, oh, Brian B., thanks for jumping in. And I will tell you, I am terrible at looking at the chats as I'm talking. So if I miss you, it's not because I ignored you, it's just because, look at Kelvin joined the meeting. Oh, look at this. Ellie, you'll help me monitor that, please?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, cool, thank you. So, we talked, last thing we touched on, and we're gonna jump in since we've got some folks that are really ready to go at it, is, you can't fail at giving an elevator pitch here in the program, right? Trying is being successful. And what we'll do is we'll talk about what you did good, maybe what you want to change. And Singleton Family Cleaning, whoever you had dancing in that, man, I wish I had attended their energy a little earlier. So I don't know, there was a little guy dancing, I think it was earlier. Man, I broke out in a sweat just watching. So anyway, all right, let's jump. Brian B is the first to jump in. We appreciate you, Brian.
Brian, I just unmuted you, but you may have to unmute yourself as well.
Okay. I'm Brian B. So we all know that homeowners often lose major profits when selling outdated properties to flippers or investors. That's where Real Estate Renovations LLC steps in. We target retirees, inherited estates, and pre-foreclosure property owners in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, who need to sell quickly but don't have the cash or time for renovations. We completely handle the renovation process, making the home market ready for maximum value and sale, all while offering the homeowner a cash incentive to move out upfront. The risk is entirely ours. We pay for materials and oversee the project. When the home sells, the profit is split among homeowner, contractor, and financer. We turn for sale properties into win-win investments for everyone involved, except the flipper.
Brian, I appreciate you going first. In Eau Claire, Wisconsin, for those of you that have never been there, is a beautiful part of the country. I also know there's probably not a building in Eau Claire, Wisconsin that has an elevator that will take 20 or 30 seconds to get to, right?
Right.
So, let me give you, so again, you went first. Fantastic. That takes a lot of courage. What you may want to do is take that script that you have. Are you familiar with ChatG or one of the
That's
artificial intelligence?
that's what I did to get this.
And it gave you that?
Yeah,
Did it tell you, wow. Did it tell you you wanted it 20 seconds or so in length?
that I did not do.
Okay, so here's the thing with ChatG. You need to be as specific as possible. Those of you that have small children, when you give them um, chores, you have to write it down and be very specific. So what you want to do is go back and what's important on the elevator pitch is I need to know who you are. So I'm Brian B., owner of the name of your company. We specialize in, or our specialty or our expertise is in boom, 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 boom. All right, 10 or 15 seconds. We focus on the Eau Claire and the surrounding, and I don't, I'm in Illinois, so I'm familiar with Eau Claire and Wisconsin, but I don't know the surrounding areas. So whatever that geographic, I mean, I don't know what you want to limit yourself to for travel. So you want to know who you are, the name of the company, who you are, what you do, and the problems you solve. Remember we touched upon last week? If you can't solve a problem, there's really very little reason for people to hire you, right?
Yeah.
So there's some good things in what you talked about, but there was so much. It seems like you reduce or eliminate the risk for the flipper. Is that what it is? Is that so?
No,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
it's basically taking like, because it's hard to buy houses these days for
Mhm.
a decent price. So if what we're trying to do is get the homeowner to maximize profits on their property instead of a flipper maximizing profits on their property, if that makes any sense.
Okay. Yeah, well, yeah,
Yeah,
it does. So work with what you just said and say to Chad, gee, this is what we do, right? We help the homeowner maximize profits, not the flipper or a third party or someone else. Okay, so if you're talking to somebody and what was good that you did is you identified those niches that you worked in, estate situations, right? Retired or elderly couple. There was two or three things because what's important when you're asking for a referral, or you don't want to say everybody because then people's minds go blank. But when you say that, you're talking to somebody, well, it may not apply to them, but you know what? My brother-in-law, their parents, their father passed away, and their house is gonna go in, and it's an old house. So what was very good about that you did is you gave two or three very specific situations where you help, as opposed to, well, we help people with, looking to update their home, and you're like, well, okay, and that's a good example for other people is to have that person. I've heard people use, again, you need to narrow it down, not to everybody, and that's what you did. And that was very positive. I like that. So I'd go back to ChatG and make it work a little harder for you. All right.
sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for going.
Hey, Bill, I have a list of people who volunteered, so I can just start at the top and we can work through a few, maybe jump into the slides, and if we have time at the end, we can hit some more, if that works.
Well, why don't you have a good idea, Ellie, of what the slides we have to get through and how long that should take? So then you cut me off and we've gotten through where we need to start the slides. Is that
Okay, yeah,
okay?
yeah, why don't we do two more pitches now and then
Okay.
we'll do the rest, well, it's just to be safe.
Okay.
They are
Yeah.
new. I did see Cherry volunteer early on, so Cherry, I'm gonna unmute you, but you may also have to unmute yourself.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
I have to read it. I haven't memorized it yet.
No problem.
Hello, my name is Terry Pippinger, and I specialize in customer service auditing. I help businesses spot the little service issues that quietly drive customers away. Then I show them how to fix those gaps so they can keep people loyal.
How do I get a hold of you and where are you located?
I'm located in Jacksonville, Florida, and I can give you my number.
So what you wanna do, and I loved what you did, Cherry, and thank you for going, is you said who you are, you said the name of the company and who you help, right?
Mhm.
So I'm gonna guess what you can do. It's not limited geographically, is it? You could do it
No, I can do it
anywhere.
online. I can do it
Okay,
online. I can do it in person.
okay,
I have a unique niche with that. It works rather well.
okay. So I did mention that niche if you have, do you specialize in a certain market?
I'm very good at your secret shopper. I have the kind of I've been a tattoo artist for over 40 years. I have the look that people if you have a problem with your customer service and I walk in your shop, I have the whole
Mhm.
gypsy vibe going on, you know, and I
Yeah.
use it to my advantage because I never thought I'd get out of
Okay,
tattoo. I actually use it to my advantage. I'll go in there.
sure,
If there's somebody in there that's going to be nasty to somebody, or like less than, because they don't think of what's in my pocket. They look at my face and then make a decision.
sure.
And so I use that to my advantage. And so if they have problems like that, I can help source them out because I'm not going to lose my temper or anything like that. I've been doing this for a very long time. It's something I enjoy doing. My business is actually called Resolve. We
Okay.
renew, we rebuild, and we recover.
I want to hear that next time in your elevator pitch. Hi,
Okay.
I'm Cherry Pippinger. I am owner of Resolve. We renew, what was it?
Renew, rebuild,
Resolve
recover.
and recover for businesses. Now, it sounds like your strength is going in person. Is
It
that
can be. It can be. It
okay?
can be, but you
Okay.
can catch it on it's the way I talk. I'm very personable, and
Okay.
people just get that vibe from me. And I can usually find out on the phone or in
Okay.
person on websites.
How long have you had your company?
I've been doing this for about 30 years. I've been doing it
So
as
I
a
didn't.
side business. It's been one of my side hustles for years. I'd like to make it my actual business, really.
So I didn't hear that in your elevator pitch. That 30 years adds an immediate set of credibility.
Okay. All
All
right. I was
right.
trying to keep
So,
it down short. I was trying to make it short. I have a problem
right.
with being very long-winded. I love to talk to
Okay.
people. And,
Okay.
so I
No,
was I was I
it was a
felt
good
very
pitch.
intimidated. I felt very intimidated by the idea of an elevator pitch. I'm like, "Gosh,"
Mhm.
So
Yeah. And look at you're still alive. You didn't catch on fire.
right? Yeah.
Allie didn't punch you in the nose this time, but maybe next time she will. Gotta keep an eye on her. But
Oh,
you've
yeah.
got 30 years. I mean, that's instant credibility.
Okay.
I
All
love the
right.
name. It's very catchy.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we'll work on that. That's really cool. I love that. How
Thank
many
you.
more can we do? Allie?
I'm looking at the slides right now. I think we could do a couple more right now. Because
Okay.
it's about marketing, and I feel like the elevator pitch is really like the foundation to marketing your business to begin with.
Yep.
Um,
You're
so
right. Okay.
yeah. So we had Troy volunteer next. Troy, I'm gonna unmute you, but you may need to unmute yourself as well.
Hello, my name's Troy Jackson, and at Jackson's Custom Renovations, we bring back homes. We bring homes back to life, one project at a time. Whether it's restoring your home's original charm or giving it a fresh new look, our team handles every detail with care. We believe good work speaks for itself. Solid craftsmanship, clear communication, and results you'll love coming home to. From the first idea to the final coat of paint, Jackson's makes home restoration simple and stress-free.
Beautiful. How do I get a hold of you and where are you at? And how do we get a hold of you, Troy?
I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I can give you my phone number and a business card.
Well, so if we're standing in line where are you at in North Carolina?
I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, on the West
Where is
Coast.
that? On the west coast of North Carolina? Okay.
Myrtle
So
Beach.
if you're, oh, cool. I've been in Myrtle Beach. So if you're talking to somebody, I love what you did. Troy Jackson's Home Remodeling, right? How long you been
Jackson
doing this,
Custom.
Troy? Custom, yeah, okay. How long you been doing remodeling homes, Troy?
Well, I've been working under somebody for probably 15 years, but I just recently I'm trying to start my own business, and I've been at it for about maybe a month now. So
But you've
almost.
been in the trade for 15 years,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes,
The
sir.
fact that you do it just got on your own, that doesn't, I know you got 15 years of experience doing this, right? So I've been in
Sure.
the, so Jackson Home Remodeling, you want to put in, 15, you don't want to say the company's 15 years old because we don't want to be misleading, but you can accurately say, I've been involved in remodeling in all phases or whatever it's been for last 15 years. So you also want to let the person know what area you work in geographically, okay? Because I don't know if you're going to go to you're on the west side of the state or the east side of the state? The east side, right? Because you said Myrtle Beach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Myrtle Beach.
So, yeah, so is there, the geographic area that you want to work in? And then so you can reach me at phone number. If you got a phone number, if you got hand them a card, if you've got a website, Instagram, Facebook. Okay,
Right.
that was good. I
Right.
like that. But tie in like with Cherry, you've got some credibility. You've been doing it 15 years.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Let the person know. Yeah, thank you for jumping in.
Awesome, thank you, Troy. We also have JJ volunteered. So JJ, I'm gonna unmute you, but you will need to unmute yourself as well.
Hello, I
Hey,
am
JJ.
Jayon. I'm Jayon, owner of We Lit Entertainment and Apparel. We have charter bus companies running from Omaha, Nebraska to surrounding cities, Kansas City, Missouri, and Des Moines, Iowa. If you want to stay turned up or hyped up, we stay lit all week long. We offer charter services for all locations, and we lit all week long.
Oh man. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go to wherever you're at and get lit up. I'm too old to get lit up or turned up. I don't even know what the hell it is. I probably could end up with a back problem doing all that. I love that, JJ. What was the name of it again?
It's We Lit Entertainment and Apparel.
See, right away, I want to know more about that, right? Because
Okay,
it's a very cool name. And
thank
so
you.
you do entertainment. We didn't touch
Yes,
on
we
the
have
apparel side, but that's
yeah, we have
okay.
I bought a charter bus, and so I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get it all extra legal. I'm getting ready to get plates on Friday, and it's for just like it's not just for bachelor parties or weddings. I want to do like karaoke nights or margarita bar hop or things like or tailgating parties, ladies' nights, sports nights, and things like that. So there'll be a karaoke machine on the bus, and so just kind of entertainment all week long.
Well, you know what? Okay, so I loved your pitch. How do I get a hold of you? Don't tell me, but was that at the end? I didn't catch that, but I'm sure
So
you
it's
got a way to get a hold of you, right?
You can reach us at welit1@gmail.com or 1-800 we lit. I'm trying to get the phone number for it. It's available right now.
Okay,
So
okay. And then what you eventually want to do is Facebook or a website, and then have pictures in there, right?
yeah,
And what you may also want to do is, I think of a charter, I think of a bachelor party, bachelorette party. But you mentioned
yeah,
a couple things, karaoke. So that could be a great thing. So what you may want to do is sprinkle in there just a couple of those ideas that are off the ordinary, right?
okay,
So
yes, sir.
karaoke, you do that, or for a football sporting event, right?
Right.
So that was cool. I look
Thank
forward to
you.
hearing that as the weeks go on.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much, JJ. I feel like we're starting at such a really good place with everyone. Everyone's elevator pitches are already so strong that we're kind of rolling through them. So we probably have time for at least another one, and then I promise we'll move into slides. But
You
Singleton
know,
Family Cleaning volunteered, so I'm gonna unmute you. You may also have to unmute.
if I can add, Ally, that was a very good point. I want to just comment that you guys are doing a great job on these elevator pitches because many times the first week, it can be a little rough. And that's okay, right? We all got to start somewhere. But what it shows is the folks that have gone, Brian and Cherry and Troy and now Mr. We Lit, that you put some time into it, some thought into it. And we appreciate that, but more importantly, that means that you have a commitment to what you're doing. So if I skipped you, Troy, I'm sorry, but yeah, Troy as well. So these have been really, really strong. All right, Mr. Singleton, Family Cleaning.
How you doing? My name is Javon Singleton. I'm the owner and operator of Singleton Family Cleaning and Handyman Service. We specialize in multiple cleaning, from your regular house cleaning, car cleaning, to deep cleaning, shampooing rugs, whatever it is that you need done. As far as the handyman side, I help move furniture, do light fixtures, light plumbing, and I am on Facebook, Instagram. You can look it up as Singleton Family Cleaning on Instagram and Facebook to see the work that I do.
I like that. So what I like to start out with, Javon, your name, the name of the company, and what you specialize in. The handyman service. So that's another. So that opens up what you can do. With the full cleaning, what you may want to think about sprinkling in there if you can is, do you have a big event coming up at the house? Is there, you need to get your house looking special for family or for an event? We can help you out. So like give them a reason to think about, do you have something coming up? Or, because especially you get around the holidays, you probably get real busy. And then you get, people have events at their houses during the year. So give them give somebody who you're talking to, just like we did, who was it earlier that gave 2 or 3, see, this is how this go. Was it dang it, was it Troy that gave 2 or 3 ideas on what to look for, or who to narrow it down? Okay. So just throw it in there. You got an event coming up. It was Brian B. I'm sorry, brother, I missed you. Uh, See, guys, at this age, if I don't write it down, it doesn't exist. And then a lot of times if I write it down, I can't find it. So it still doesn't exist. I'm serious. This is what I'm doing here. I'm writing it down.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not going through my fantasy football league, which I actually don't do, but but I like what you did. Let me know at the end on how I think you did that, but give whoever you're talking to, Javon, a couple different ideas on why they should use you or when they can use you. But I like it.
All right.
Thank you for jumping in, man.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead, Bill. I'll move into slides. I don't know that Ken's gonna be able to get on. However,
Okay.
I've got the instructor notes, and I'm here to support you as well. So if you
Okay.
need me to reference anything, or I kind of helped Josh create these, so I'm happy to elaborate if needed on any.
Well, because Ken's not here, you guys will get a refund on tonight. Oh, wait, there's no refund. So hold on here. What you could do, help me, Ally, is monitor, just if somebody has a question or something you should address in the chat, that would be very helpful.
Absolutely, and I'll just chime in every.
Did I lose everybody? Ally's, can everybody hear me? Thumbs up?
I can hear you now.
Oh, man. Hello?
Can you hear us, Bill?
Hello? Fudge.
Okay. Can everyone hear me? I guess is a better question. Yeah, all right. So I'm gonna let Bill probably leave and try and come back. Bill, if you can hear me at all, we can hear you. I'll just start for the sake of time, and then if Bill or Ken jump in, we'll go from there, okay? So tonight we're talking about marketing. Obviously, we've already gone through the elevator pitch. I know we have a couple of new faces, so as a reminder, at the start of every class moving forward, we're going to ask people to share their elevator pitch It's a really great opportunity, like Bill said, to have your business used as an example moving forward. And it's always good to have that information, that kind of like 30-second spiel ready to go at a moment's notice, because you never know where your customer.
I'm back, if you can hear
You're
me.
back. We got you, Bill. Okay, I was
Yeah, I
just,
don't know what, it's dropping. I'm sorry, folks.
you are
So,
good. I was just reminding everyone what the pitch is. And this is the first page.
Okay, cool. Customer clarity. So who is your customer? Right? And we're going to talk about, there's a difference between prospects and suspects. Suspects are people that don't need your product or service or can't afford your product and service, at least at that time. What problem do they need solved? So everybody tonight talked about their services or product, if you will, talked about a problem somebody has. Somebody has a dirty house or has a light bulb or a fixture they can't get fixed. With Cherry, somebody has a company whose customer service part, they're getting negative results or negative feedback. Troy, and I know Brian, I missed you again. Troy, somebody, they want to work on they want their house to look better. It hasn't been worked on in 20 years and it's outdated. So the customer clarity, how do you describe what you do? Okay. Or how does the customer describe their problem? What and when would they say yes? Now, you all know this from your own experiences. You may be a suspect at one time for somebody's service. Let's say you just got a haircut 2 weeks ago and you meet somebody and they have mobile haircut service and it sounds interesting, but man, you just got a haircut 2 weeks ago. So at that time, you're not really a prospect, you're more of a suspect, but maybe in 3 or 4 weeks or however frequently you get your haircut, then you may turn into a prospect. And what you want to do as the person that's offering that is find that information out. We're going to talk about when we hit in sales about the importance of asking questions. Why? When you understand how your customer thinks and feels, it's easier to get them to say yes. Why is somebody going to say yes to what you're doing? Right? And how do you understand what they think and feel? By questions. Asking them questions. Okay, Allie, please, we can jump. Okay. So where do you get your first 5 customers and who are they? And you may not know this right now, and that's fine, okay? Or you may know this, again, that's good as well, but why does a business exist? It exists to serve their customers. So competition is good. We touched upon this last week, Nadav did. If there is no competition in what you're looking to get into, chances are there's a reason for that. Right? I live in the Chicagoland area. Trying to think what would not be a good service here. I'm drawing a blank right now. Well, it's still not winter. So yeah, if you wanted to start a snow shoveling or snow plowing service, right? That there is no competition for that right now because we don't have any snow in the ground. Competitors will help you understand the going rates and prices, the norms of your industry, and how things are done. It's okay you really want to do market research. What is the competition doing? What do they charge? How are they getting it done? Because that's who you're going to be running against. And it's okay to make money. What we tend to see regularly is people just getting into setting up their business. One, they're afraid to ask or to charge what your time and expertise are worth. You know, you've got Cherry has 30 years of experience doing the silent, quiet shopper. Troy's been in the business for 15 years. He's got expertise. That is worth something. That has value. It's far harder to be a sustainable nonprofit. We've talked about the nonprofits in the past. The oxygen mask goes on first before you help others. So if you're afraid to charge what you're worth and you're not making money, you're going to be failing fairly quickly. Don't be afraid to charge what you're worth. And how do you determine that? Again, do your research on your competition if you have any. And some of that comes with trial and error. And typically what we find is people undervalue their time and their value. And so that, again, as we talked last week, this is going to be a learning experience. Okay, Alan, please.
Hey, we did have a question come through. So I'm gonna unmute Nordia. If I butchered your name, I apologize. You lowered your hand. Okay. I'm not sure if that was an actual question. If it is, just throw your hand back up and we'll get to you.
You're on mute, dear. Nordia, you're on mute.
Just disappeared. Okay. You guys, I'm so sorry. I don't know what Zoom is doing tonight for all of us. Nordia, you may have to unmute yourself.
Okay. Can you
There
hear
you go.
me?
Yeah.
There we go. Yes, you
Okay.
can.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but that's kind of my lane, the nonprofit.
Okay.
So, oh, sorry, hold on, I'm trying to lower my hand. Okay, there we go. So I work in the nonprofit world, and that's pretty much what I'm working on doing right now is my own nonprofit organization. And everything you're saying is absolutely right. I'm definitely more doing it not for the money. It's more so for my passion. And it's more so with, people that have been impacted by the justice system.
Okay.
I have experience with that as well. I was also
Okay.
impacted by the justice system. And basically, yeah, I'm just trying to take off with a nonprofit as far as for women that are, coming home, trying to basically, get back into civilization, get back into their.
Right.
So that's my focus right now. And
Okay.
while I'm working in the nonprofit world, I'm definitely seeing there is a lot of competition. And it shouldn't really be, I feel like, but there is a lot of competition in that nonprofit world. I'm sorry, I wanted to touch base more on that, what you were saying, as far as the competition.
Well, you or nobody, you never have to apologize for
Okay.
raising your hand or for trying to contribute or comment. There are times where we're very material content heavy. We may not be able to get to you at that time, so we may have to move it to the end. But today is a good time. So just I wanted to ask you a few questions. So what is it that you are going to, how are you going to help these women?
Do you want me to,
How
I can do
are
my
you
pitch.
going to get
You
funded?
want my pitch? I can do mine if you want me to. I can also go over
Did
mine.
it again. Did it. Man,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I think we're losing Bill Cherry. Or
anybody hear me?
I just want you, Cherry.
No,
Nordia,
you're all frozen.
if you want to do your pitch, that would be super helpful, just for understanding. And I can.
Man.
Okay, so my name is Nordia Tompkins.
Hello?
Oh, I don't think you can hear. Hello, can you hear me? Bill? No?
I can still hear you. If you want to go ahead, I'm gonna let him stay here.
Should I wait for him to come back or?
No, you go ahead and I can
He's
fill him in.
back.
Oh, are you back?
Yeah, I have no explanation. I'm sorry about this. So the questions I had asked Nordy is, what is it that you're offering and how will you get funding? Thanks,
Okay, so
Joseph.
that, as far as the fund, definitely donations. I'm definitely, look from what I see, because I worked in admissions at an organization and I see they get, it's basically based off donations, a lot of it, and investments. So I've been kind of rubbing shoulders with who I need to rub shoulders with to get that motion started. But I was gonna say my pitch. I didn't know if you wanted to hear it.
Yeah, sure. We're always up for a good elevator pitch.
Okay, so my name is Nordia Tompkins. I actually served 6 years in the federal institution from 26
Wait. How long?
6 years.
Oh, that's at 60. God, you aged well, man. I said, whatever you're doing. Sorry to interrupt you, but I
It's
had to say it.
okay. I'm a mother of 2 daughters, 21 and 23. The nonprofit organization that I would like to create is called Her Rise Collective. And basically Her it's to basically, it's a nonprofit. I'm sorry, I wrote it down. It's a nonprofit dedicated to supporting women who were formerly incarcerated as they transition back into society. We provide mentorship, job readiness, training, counseling, and community resources. We basically want to empower women to reclaim their lives with confidence and a purpose. And our mission is simple. It's just to help women rise above their past, break cycles of recidivism, and build a future full of
I
opportunity.
love it. I love it. So, you're very clear as to who you're going to serve and what your mission
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
What I would do, or just think about, is was it Horizon Collective or
Her Rise Collective.
Horizon? Okay, Horizon Collective. I wrote it. Okay, we are dedicated to supporting. Go through those points.
Okay.
Okay, and I started to write them down and said, and then put, having served 6 years myself, I understand the challenges that women face. Having 6 years and 2 daughters, I understand that the challenges that women face when coming back into society.
Right.
And our mission is to help them. Because what you've done now is you've identified who you're trying to help,
Right.
and then by putting in the time that you served on your daughters, you've added the credibility, and you know firsthand. You didn't read it in a book, right? You
Right.
didn't study it, you lived
Right.
it.
Right.
So, there's a lot of the instructors are not excited about nonprofits because
I know.
it's difficult to make money. So you'll get funding you'll get donations. I'm just trying to think of a way. We talked last week about social entrepreneurs, where you have a for-profit business, but it has a social impact direction or focus. And I don't know, you can't obviously charge them because they're coming home, and so we'll talk more about this in the upcoming weeks. But I love what
Okay.
you're doing.
Thank
There
you.
was a strong, and how we get a hold of you, we missed that. But I would just put
sorry.
in, that's all right. You don't need to tell me, but you want to make sure we know how to.
Make
how
sure
to
I have
reach
that
you.
in there. Okay.
Yeah, and what you're gonna be doing is, if you're gonna use artificial intelligence, you're going to be giving your pitch primarily to people that donate, or right? People are gonna
Right.
give you money. So that
Right.
pitch has to be, why am I going to give you money?
Right.
So, that was good what you did.
So maybe I should pour into it more, like from experience, more heartfelt.
Well, you gave it, but you began it with that.
Okay.
I would put it after what you focused on, and so that tells me why you're doing this, right? So, because you said the 6 years, so Horizon Collective, we are dedicated to supporting women, boom, 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 boom. Then put in, having served 6 years myself and having 2 daughters, I understand fully, this challenges women face. Our mission is, bam, you can reach me at.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thanks for jumping, Sam. Glad you raised your hand. That was good. It was awesome. All right, I think we can probably hit the next slide, Ally, please. Now this is your target if you are for profit or a non-for-profit. Where are you going to find who is your target? And you really need to think about your target, not suspects, but prospects. People that have a need and can afford what you do. Where are you going to find them? Again, if so think about where is it that you can find them. Is it through going to trade shows? Does it go, this is good, Ally. Who is your target? What are you going to try to serve? Right. What is it that you offer? And we've been talking about that. What is it that what is it? That's the elevator pitch. And why should they buy from you? Now, the elevator pitch isn't going to answer all of those questions. You're going to do that after conversation and maybe a presentation with them. And then how can they buy? How do they? Her Rise Collective. Oh, that's what it is. Her Rise Collective. I did Her Rise. All right. As you guys will find out, I crack myself up all the time. Very good. Thank you, Nordia. So, I mean, look, it says marketing basics. I believe everybody on this call understands this because we go out and we buy products and services all the time, and by the looks of it, some of us have been doing it a lot longer than others. But you know, when you're looking for something, where to look, if you need a service or if you have, or if you need a product, how do you find that? And we're gonna, in the next upcoming weeks, we'll talk about the power of referrals. That's how you find them. That's a great source of finding them. Okay, Alan, you can jump, please. Starting smart means minimizing upfront expenses and scaling with demand. You need to trace every dollar you spend. So digital, which is wonderful, is you can have a Google business profile. It's not a Gmail account. We'll give you some ideas here. Care, Rover, Yelp, YouTube, Instagram, Angie Nextdoor for Jason, the home remodeler. Facebook before and afters are great. Customer service or customer, oh boy, customer, my day started early today, not to make excuses, but sometimes I just throw like TikTok, where your competitors are. Now traditional is you can do this for a smaller amount of money. Takes up a lot of your time, but you can get nice returns on it. So if you get a flyer, we talked about branding last week, you can get 5x7 flyers, and maybe you go out and you put that in parking lots. Get into the
I think we lost Bill again. Bill, you're frozen. I'm gonna jump in, and then if Bill comes back, we'll let him take over. As Bill was saying, so for traditional marketing, you want to think of the things we normally think about when you think about marketing. So business cards and flyers. Big box stores like Staples or like Office Depot usually have deals where you can get 1,000 business cards or a certain number of flyers for really good promotional deals multiple times throughout the year. In the little chat box, I threw a link in for Canva. Canva is a really great resource for creating free marketing materials yourself. There's a free version and a paid version. Both are really great. The paid version obviously has a few more features, but you can use that Canva platform to create PowerPoint, business cards, flyers, you name it, social media posts, different.
I'm here and I'm going. I got.
Oh, Bill, we can hear you here. I'm gonna keep going, guys. Apologies about that. So if you have time, I would highly recommend looking at Canva. You want to keep your brand consistent. So think about, what does your name look like? What does your logo potentially look like? Your colors, the tone that your business uses. Is it very formal? Is it funny? Is it flirtatious? Whatever it is, you want it to be consistent across platforms. So when someone sees your brand, they're not confused, because on Instagram you seem really snarky, but your Facebook page is super professional. You just want to make sure that you're being consistent with your brand across every possible platform. And then there's some other ideas like getting out into your community. So thinking about networking events at places like your local chamber of commerce, BNI, or the tip. And after this page, I will throw information on how to find those near you in a second. Bill, I'm making you co-host again, if you can hear me. Meetup, Nextdoor, they're all really great places for finding local events to network. as our instructors have said, referrals is going to be the easiest way to get customers in your pipeline. If you have one really satisfied customer and they share with their neighbors, like, oh, so-and-so did a really great job painting my house. That's going to be your easiest source every time, instead of having to go out into the world and finding potential customers that you've already got some in your network. So think about that. I do want to touch base on digital quickly. Again, digital is going to be your easiest marketing every time, just because it's free. And you can repurpose an Instagram graphic into a slide on a TikTok video, into a, I'm blanking on, into, a YouTube thumbnail. Like you can make graphics do various things. So that's going to be a very easy way to brand your business for not a lot of money. It's mostly just like your time and labor and effort that goes into that. You do want to keep your social media updated though. What you don't want to have happen is you start all these different social media platforms and then you get too busy, right? Like you update one and then a month later you kind of come back to it and it's been a month that your page has just kind of been stagnant. Nobody really wants to see that, because they want to see that your business is thriving, you have customers, and you have all these things. But before you post, before and after pictures from, if you have a janitorial service, you want to ask your customer, like, hey, is it okay if I take a before picture of, your bathroom, and then post an after? Like, you don't want to surprise them or have someone upset because you took pictures of their property or their house or whatever, and then they may feel violated. So just, you always want to ask permission if you're getting pictures of customers, anything involving customers, honestly. And then also, the biggest thing I would say, start with at least just in 1 or 2 social media platforms. I would start with a Google business profile. When you type your business in, like, that's going to be the first thing that pops up. And so that's what you want people to see. It's a great way for people to leave reviews. It's really great for visibility down the road. So I would certainly start a Google business profile. It's free. I will throw a link in the recap and just that goes out tomorrow. So you'll have all of that together. Then maybe like start another one. So if your target demographic is for Gen Z, like I would definitely think about starting a TikTok versus a Facebook page. Or if you're targeting, older people, I would maybe lean into Facebook instead of Instagram. So figure out who your audience is and then like where do they live in the digital world, and that's where you're going to want to market. Make sure that when you're marketing, you do track everything that you spend. Just so you know that, like, hey, maybe this marketing approach works. I posted this paid ad on Instagram for $100. I got $500 worth of bookings versus, this Facebook ad basically crashed and burned. I paid it nothing for it. So if you're tracking what you're spending, where you're posting it, and what the result is, you're going to be able to better market your business, because you're going to know exactly what platforms are supporting your business and your business ventures. So sorry, I'm making sure I've got all my notes covered. I'm going to keep moving on because I don't.
Hey, Brian, excuse me, Brian B had a question about.
There you go,
having
Bill.
too many-
Sorry.
That's okay. If you have too many customers, can you turn them away? Help me vision what having too many customers would look like.
And Brian, I can unmute you so you can elaborate. You just have to unmute yourself. There you go.
I just mean, if you get more work than you can take on with, the employees that you have and stuff, like
Sure.
you post online and you get 100 people that call you and they all want estimates or whatever and that sort of thing. And
Yeah, well, I love your positive thinking, and it could happen. What you could do is just let somebody know, we're extremely busy right now. Is it okay if I get back to you in a week? Or we're making appointments a week out or 2 weeks out. If you tell them no, you've lost that person most likely forever. And depending on your geographic area, we all know how it goes. You have a bad experience, or not that's necessarily bad experience, but if they're, sorry about my dog barking, if you can hear that. If if people are disappointed, they're more apt to talk about you in a not good way in the future. And I guess you could sell referrals to another company. So I personally, I would do whatever I could to avoid telling somebody no.
Okay, thanks.
Find a way if you do have that problem, that's a great problem to have. And so what you may want to do in the future is spread out the ads, or if you're getting a lot of clients or customers through word of mouth and you're doing something right, and then it's time to hire more staff.
Okay,
And
thank
that's how
you.
businesses grow. Yeah, thank you for the question. All right, we can jump. So Ellie actually touched on this. She did a very good job. Google Business Profile. There it is to set up. Hopefully, those of you that have a business will do that if you haven't already. Effective social media strategies. There's really no one effective media strategy. Allie touched upon know where your customers live, where your prospects live on the social media. As you point out, if they're Gen Zers, they're going to be on TikTok or maybe Instagram. If they're people like me, although I don't go on Facebook, they're probably on Facebook or those other media, social media that targets people of a more advanced age. Digital marketing techniques. Again, listen, you go to ChatG and put in what your product is and what your service, what you think the target market is, and ask it to help you with digital marketing strategy techniques. I mean, it is such a powerful tool if people aren't using it regularly. And I don't get paid by them. I don't work for them. I just use it quite a bit to help me do research and help me come up with ideas. A lot of my proposals I've been using ChatG for. And again, you can ask it, you can ask it to help you become better. And then traditional marketing, Allie touched upon on that as well. Getting out in the community, business cards, you can do mailers, but those all get very expensive and have very low success rates. So the digital marketing today is really a great quick resource.
Yeah.
And Allie, if you feel like to jump in, don't hesitate, please.
Yeah, no worries. So I was gonna say, I do have so this is, guys, in full disclosure, our second time working through, these are updated slides we made over the summer. So I have notes from our first class that I took that I'll touch on really quickly. But in terms of, as Bill said, effective social media strategies, like there isn't just one. The idea isn't to go viral with your social media. Like, yeah, that would be great if we all just went viral and had millions of views. But the goal is for your social media channel to be a place where you're consistent and you're reliable and people are showing up or you're showing up, I guess, in people's feeds. You're becoming helpful. You're providing, if you have a handyman service, maybe you're providing quick demo videos or how-tos or tips. Like, you are positioning yourself not only as a service provider or a product provider, but you're positioning yourself in a way that you look like the expert. You're the page, you're the person, you're the place that people come when they need help with X, Y, and Z. So even if you're not directly selling a product or a service through every single one of your posts, you are making you the professional. You are providing those tips, you're providing testimonials, those before and after pictures, all of those things that, you know, if I'm a customer and I'm looking for a reliable company, those are all things I'm going to be looking for. And everybody else is going to be looking for those too. And then just to touch back on the Google Business Profile, because I think it is so crucial that you set that up. Whenever someone in your service area Google something like handyman near me, cleaning man or cleaning service in Chicago, the Google business profiles are what's going to pop up first. They're going to be those listed businesses. Like if you typed in right now, restaurants near me, those are all Google business profiles. And you want your business to pop up for relevant search terms in your area. So I cannot stress enough that you will want a Google business profile. If nothing else, like I said, it also helps people can leave pictures, they can leave reviews. It is a really great place to highlight your business every single time. So keep that in mind. And then, sorry, I'm just checking my notes because I want to make sure that I'm giving you all the information that we have. You also don't feel like you have to start doing everything all at once, all of a sudden. You know, start simple, start with just like a simple website with just a landing page and online booking links. You can later move into email marketing, and you can later move into more complex websites and using SEO features and all these other things. But like the key, I think, and Bill did a really good job of putting this out, is you just have to start. If you're not going to get a customer if you don't start. So not everything is going to be aligned perfectly. Not everything's going to be 100% ready to go. You have to start, and things will kind of fall into place. But Bill, I will move to the next slide.
So, you know, we talk about, we've talked about these in the last few slides. And, you know, good thing that Ally pointed out again is two things. One is don't feel you have to do all of this at once, because you won't have enough time. And what you don't want to happen is what Brian pointed out a bit earlier. What if you get a lot of feedback and you just can't get back to people? And nothing is a bigger turnoff than requesting information and then the business not getting back to you. The second thing she brought up, there will never be a perfect time. Good luck to you, Juan Carlos. Thank you for attending this evening. There will never be the perfect time to start. Just do it. You're going to make mistakes. As I mentioned last week, if you've got children, you know there's never the perfect time to have a child. You can always make excuses why. You can wait a little longer, have more money in savings, blah, blah, blah. The fact is you just start, you make mistakes, you learn from it, and then you move on. Again, we keep talking about Jeff Bezos, who started selling books out of his basement or his garage. And you don't think he made mistakes along the way? I bet he's made a ton of them. So Google Business Profile, as Ellie mentioned, it shows your work. It's great, especially in your local area. And that's where customers look for services. Look at Sherry. You can also build a chat bot to auto answer some inquiries. You could build a chat bot, Sherry. I am not building a chat bot, but that's just me. But yes, you can. Technology is your friend. Embrace it. Business cards, flyers, again, walk through dense neighborhoods, social media posts ahead of time. Oh, yeah. Walk through dense neighborhoods, leave cars where safe, legal, and visible. Word of mouth. Again, that's a little bit old school. It still works. It has a very low, there's a lot of time involved, and it has a low hit rate. But for some people, it works. Community engagement, partner with a local business and participate in community events. Think of a business that may complement yours. Attending network events. Thank you, Joseph. Yes, the network events that complement what you do. So for the We Lit entertainment and apparel, I would imagine you could do with wedding planners or with people in the event area. Maybe you do something with a couple bars. If there's a local football game, you get picked up at a bar. I've seen that before, where they take you to the event and then you take them back to the bar. So think about industries or businesses that complement yours so that you can bring Joseph's got just a ton of ideas. Should be teaching this class. Thank you, Joseph, and keep them coming, guys. We learn so much from each other. Before and after shots, if perfect. Again, if you're on the charter bus, it would be wonderful to have pictures from that evening. As Allie pointed out, you always want to get approval for that, just so that somebody doesn't feel violated and cause you harm or cause you trouble that you didn't expect. We can hit it, please, or unless you have some more tips, ideas, or comments, Ally.
Yes, so I think just the biggest takeaway, and Bill pointed this out earlier, is that these are all actionable marketing strategies that cost little to nothing, and they're practical, right? So like marketing seems overwhelming. I think the takeaway from this week is that it doesn't have to be. Like we have to start. These are actionable items right on your screen that you can start doing essentially after this call ends. These are all things that are going to make your business more, like Googleable. Like if somebody Googles you, like all of these different things are going to cost hits. So you always want to think about not only traditional, but what does your digital presence look like? I threw it in the chat, but also worth mentioning, if you do walk through neighborhoods handing out flyers or, whatever, business cards, do not leave them in people's mailboxes. That is illegal. You can leave them on the outside. You can leave them on a door. Do not put anything inside of the mailbox. Okay. You don't want to do that. Someone did mention digital business cards. Digital business cards are a fantastic tool, especially so you don't have to just carry a stack of paper business cards. Just keep in mind who your potential audience is. I know I've run into some issues specifically with individuals on the older end of the age spectrum who just aren't quite sure what to do with that. So just keep in mind if you're working with a lot of older individuals, maybe have both options available, just so they're not feeling stressed out or overwhelmed before they even contact you, right? Like you don't ever want that to happen. And then we've had a lot of great mentions about show up and reach out to your local community newsletters, post on Nextdoor, post on like hyper local specific places. There's Facebook groups for just about every town and city in the world. So posting on all these things builds local visibility as well. It sounds obvious, but it's every week moving on, we're going to build on these marketing fundamentals. We'll have a more in-depth marketing class later on, but we want to make sure that we're all just kind of on this same page before we move forward. But yeah, so just the takeaway here is these are all actionable things. If you've already tried some of these and they didn't work, how can we pivot? Like what's something maybe we can try this week to maybe yield some different results? And then
I'm gonna butcher this name, but is it Taija? I noticed in yours you placed a notice in your contract. That's a great idea. Can I ask what you do? What your business is? Can you unmute? I know I butchered the name and I apologize.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, I can.
Okay, so my company is that like everybody, a lot of people here is in the home renovation construction industry. I'm waiting to hear back from the state for my builder's license, and from there pretty much pull any permit and take off. We're woman operated, so I have a woman who's really good. She's trained at HVAC, and another woman who's a trained electrician, and of course me with my builder's license. And we plan to like do home renovations and go from there. Hello?
I think we lost him again. Oh, Bill. Oh, I think we lost.
Oh,
But no, thank you so much for sharing. And sorry, I'm reading your initial comment because I know Bill hopped on this one while I was talking. Yeah, and that's a great idea. Like you can always usually there's not an issue if you tell people like I'm gonna blur, no one's gonna know where you live, no one's gonna know the town. Like you're obscuring identifiable information. Like that's usually the biggest issue people have with any kind of like pictures or anything of their private property or their private places being shown. So that's a great idea. And I would definitely lean into like the woman operated side of things in your business specifically. Let me see, Bill hop back in. Let me see if I can make him co-host. Hopefully he caught.
Yeah, I'm back. I don't know what's going on.
It's a Zoom thing. Like I've had multiple people message me with issues. It's a problem.
Well, thank you for sharing, Taija.
it's Taija.
Taija, and Ally's comment on the woman-owned business is definitely something that I would use as a benefit for yourself. And maybe in the next week or so, we can get you to give us a elevator pitch for your business.
Thank you.
So diversity, you're welcome. Thank you for willing to talk. Diversify your lead flow. You know, the old adage in investing is diversification is key. While it's great to have a single source that gives you a lot of business, the reality is if that source disappears, then you could be in trouble. Now, once you get a business up and running, the greatest source of your leads will most likely be referrals, maybe not pro, but referrals from existing clients and word of mouth. Those, because the studies show that those close at a incredibly higher rate than any other lead coming in, and they tend to actually be better, or the research has shown that people typically refer up than down. And so give you an example from my days in the investment business, I would typically, when I got a client referral, more than often, or more often, or most often, the person they referred had more money than they did to invest. Maybe people are embarrassed to refer someone to them that refer someone and that has, I don't know what it is. So when you're starting out, again, this is a lot going on here. And as Ali mentioned, and I've mentioned, you got to get into this slowly. So you're not going to start with all of these at once, because you just wouldn't be able to give each of those the necessary time. And as pointed out earlier, what you don't want to do is start a social media program or strategy and then just ignore it. That can even be worse. So what you eventually do, and what it comes down to, is you settle on 4, 5, 6 different areas and ways to get referrals. But ultimately, what you want is the vast majority of referrals coming from word of mouth and referrals, because those are going to close quicker for you, and they have a much, much higher closing rate. So this is meant more as an example of, as you're thinking about where you're going to get referrals, you start small and you build out from there. And you try something, you learn, you try again. Key takeaway, yes, just don't rely on one way to get a customer. That's true, correct. So next slide, please. Okay, homework. I think we got some time to go over some additional elevator pitch.
We do. And
Practice your pitch out loud. Anybody that is willing to listen to you, family member, friend, dog, cat, do it in front of a mirror. And it's okay to have a script, guys. All right, just because you're learning something new. Work with the script. Listen to how record yourself on your phone. Listen to how you sound. Are there a lot of fillers? Those don't sound very professional, and we tend to use them without even knowing it. Register for a Google business profile or other social media account. Again, it's not saying register for 5 or 7. Pick 1 or 2, register, and just start getting your feet wet. You can't consider flyers and business cards, again, depending upon what it is you're doing, and are the people that will buy your service, will they be reachable by a flyer or a business card? And attend networking events. Listen to somebody else's pitches. Again, listen to what people are talking about. And you can even invite some of your competition, maybe go out and listen to what they're doing and how they do it, and visit their websites, look at their before and afters, just get a feel for it. Because again, the more information you have, the more valuable it'll be for you. I don't think we've lost too many people with all the challenges tonight. And I appreciate everybody's patience tonight with the Zoom issues, because it can get frustrating. I understand. So we've got about 14 minutes left. Do we have anybody that would like to jump in for an elevator pitch?
I have a list from earlier. Yeah, I was gonna say Wes, you were right at the top of my list. Wes, I will unmute you, but you may also have to unmute yourself.
Oh, Wes.
How you guys doing tonight?
Doing good, Wes.
So, my company is called TPC. It stands for the prison chip. It was born behind bars, built for redemption. It's founded in Chadbourn, North Carolina, by Wes Mudge. It's a formerly incarcerated entrepreneur who has turned time served into a mission to create second chances. We've built around the whole shebang, which is the most exclusive chip in the world. It's a commissary legend in America and a massive street demand, but no real distribution. Our hybrid model combines wholesale route sales to mom and pop stores with direct to consumer and event sales. We buy at 32 a case, sell for $69.50, and donate 2 cents from every bag directly to TPC, our own nonprofit as well, which funds jobs, housing, and reentry programs. The power of TPC is this, though. It means something different every time. To one person, it could be the prison chip. To another, it could be the people's choice. To someone else, it could be transformation, prayer, and Christ. It's alive. It grows. It adapts. It connects. No other company known to man can move through every lane via faith, street, business, and redemption the way TPC does. From prison trays to paydays. As TPC, you can contact me at iloveshebangs@gmail.com.
Great, thank you, Wes. Man, I can hear the passion in your voice. So the name is the prison chip?
So TPC, it's an acronym, and
Yep.
the name of my actual company is TPC Snacks.
Okay.
I'm in the process though of creating a nonprofit, and my business model goes hand in hand with the nonprofit. You need one to have the other. Just for the deal that I'm working with Keefe. And at that point, it's just there's over probably 25,000 different ways TPC could be used from a branding standpoint for the Christian lane, street culture, you name it, it's there. It's the only
So
company in the
Keefe,
world where it can happen, where you have that marketing ability.
so Keefe brings back memories off the commissary sheet. Thanks for bringing that up, Wes.
Well, you know what's funny is Keefe is just an umbrella. The actual owner who controls all of anything to do with corrections, it's called TKC Holdings, and they're a hedge fund owned by two guys.
Okay. So you got a lot to unwind there, and
Mhm.
it's amazing what you're doing. What we need to do is, and I'm just looking at my notes, we need to kind of laser focus. When you're giving your elevator pitch, who will you be speaking to?
Well, my investor for
Okay,
the snack company.
so that's what you're looking for is investors for the snack company. Is that
Yes.
what it is?
Yep.
Okay.
Unless my hope, quite honestly, I've already got a couple of investors who I've talked with, but
Mhm.
I'm trying to go a different route, and that's where the nonprofit comes into play because I can give Keefe or TKC the one thing that nobody else can really give them. And I would have a little bit of leverage with them, and I'm hoping to be able to negotiate a deal with them to be able to get the cost, to be able to deal directly with them, and to get my
Mhm.
costs at what the Department of Corrections price is. That way, they're still making a profit, and they're
Mhm.
actually giving back. And it would be an exclusive partnership between myself and them.
Well, and again, there's a lot going on, and I don't know if you need to include what you pay for the was it the box of chips or what you
Mhm.
sell it for, at least in the elevator pitch. That can get into if you getting into a pitch to the investor. But what you can do, which I think is kind of cool, you mentioned that was it 2 cents from every was it bag of chips? 2 cents
It's
goes
two,
2
two,
cents goes.
2 cents for every bag of chips before anybody buys anything. the
Right.
price is already baked in, and it's
Okay.
essentially, you ever heard the term, don't nobody care about your 2 cents? Well, I do.
Yeah,
I,
okay, that's another one. Okay,
yeah.
I like that. So, I want to get to some more here, but, try to narrow that down a little bit. I like the, the 2 cents, you can throw that in there. But if it's to the investor, we need to, let me think about that one.
Well, what
That's,
makes it,
go ahead.
what makes this so nice is I'm in high pressure and high level commission sales for a living, and I have been my entire life. What really makes it nice is if you compare it to every other potato chip out there, from Cool Ranch to Lay's, the profitability side is just insane. You're getting 72 bags of chips in a box, or in a case, opposed to 15 bags or 18 bags of Lay's, and it's more or less the same price.
See, that's stuff you're gonna get into when you're talking to the investors,
I
right?
gotcha. Hmm.
Okay, thanks, Keefe, man, that's a memory stir. Those of you that bought through a commissary know exactly that name, right? Oh, those bastards, excuse my language. So, all right, I apologize for that language. All right, we got a couple more, Ally?
Yeah, Joseph just volunteered. So Joseph, I'm gonna unmute you, but you'll have to unmute yourself.
You've had some great input, Joseph, along the way. I appreciate you sharing some of what you know. Where is Joseph?
I'm unmuted. You hear me?
There you are. There's Joseph.
How y'all doing?
Doing good, brother.
Let me get it real quick. Okay. Hi, my name is Joseph Mann. I'm the founder of Caring Hands, a lifestyle and healthcare apparel brand built for people who care for others every day. The problem is simple. Most scrubs and uniforms in healthcare are uncomfortable, outdated, and don't reflect the confidence or personality of the professionals wearing them. At Caring Hands, we're changing that. Our scrubs are designed with the premium stretch fabrics, modern fits, and durability that lasts through every shift. We're also proud to introduce Caring Man, a dedicated line for men in healthcare, because reputation matters. The global medical apparel market is projected at 90 billion by 2030, and Caring Hands is positioned to capture that growth by combining fashion, functionality, and inclusivity. We're currently seeking seed funding to scale production, grow Caring Man and Caring Hands into digital retail. At Caring Hands, we believe that those who care for others deserve to feel cared for too. We're not just making scrubs, we're designing confidence. Hello?
It looks like Bill dropped, but he's coming back potentially. Hang on, I just let him back in. Let me make him co-host. Bill, I'm making you co-host now.
Joseph, I am sorry I missed the second half of that, because that was easily, yours was most on target tonight, everyone, and here's why. Told me who it is, what the company is, who they're for, why they're different, it broke out before I could hear how to get a hold of you, and so, but that was exactly what you're doing. So, and I knew exactly what he was the founder. I knew what the Caring Hands. It's for healthcare professionals. He laid out the problems with most uncomfortable from what I remember. And I'm guessing, Joseph, you finished with how to get a hold of you. That was
Well, this is I've been in the fashion market for probably 20 years now, off and on. Since I've got back from my incarceration. But Caring Hands is actually a line through Kingdom Family Fashions that I'm doing. So I would have to do a whole new like brand markup as far as the how to get a contact and the social media presence. Right now I'm just laying the
okay.
groundwork and getting everything from, and then I just moved out of state, so I have to get my LLC redone and a lot of that
Sure.
stuff done. But yeah, I would definitely be incorporating contact information and everything into it.
Okay. You can get that done, okay. So you've been in the fashion market for 20 years or so. How
Yeah.
did you come upon Caring Hands? How did you come upon
Well,
this?
if you see the name Karen, it's spelled Kare with a capital N, because my fiance, she works in the medical field. She's a phlebotomist. And we I off through my fashion business that I had before, we would craft her scrubs, and she would always get compliments on them. So it's kind of like you know, play off of her hands.
So
Yeah, so
can
her
you,
name is Karen. Her name is Karen. So
I like that.
Karen Hands, and it's actually the logo. We already got the logo already done. It's just a matter of trying to get it trademarked at this point.
So think of a way in a very succinct way, you can add in your 20 years in the fashion market and how you made scrubs for your girlfriend, fiance, wife. I missed it. I
Yeah,
was writing down.
she'll be wife soon.
Hey, listen,
Yeah.
bro, I'm not putting any pressure on you.
Nah,
But
nah. It's
she did
coming
not
soon.
email me today, say give it to Joseph. But tie in your fashion market experience for 20 years, and then you started this concept making scrubs for your fiance wife, Karen, who's in the medical industry. That
Yeah,
boom right
and
away tells me the guy's got some credibility. That's a
mhm.
great story. So when you
Yeah, and
start putting stuff in print, you write that up in there, man. That's powerful.
once we get married, her name will be Karen Mann. So that's for the guys line. For the men's, Karen
Oh, look at
Mann.
that, man. These guys got it all figured out.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Thank you. I appreciate your
That's
input.
cool.
And yeah, I would definitely be incorporating a lot of things that you said. And this is an awesome experience being a part of this class.
Well, we love having you, and we appreciate the input you give on those comments.
Thank you.
See, you all on this call have got more experience in life than any single person. So that's why we very much appreciate and encourage comments, throw in the chat or raise your hand. So I think that's about it for this evening. I want to thank everybody, first of all, for your patience with the Zoom thing tonight. And I know I get off subject sometimes, but again, at my advanced age, I'm allowed to do that, aren't I, Ally? Is there anything else? I think we finished the last slide, correct?
Yeah, no, you nailed it, Bill. And again, thank you so much for volunteering your time and expertise. We quite literally could not have class tonight without you. So I so appreciate you, Bill. Thank you all for bearing with us. I know Zoom is just a monster sometimes. So thank you for being patient with us and with the platform. I will send you all a recap email tomorrow. If for some reason I say like noon your time, if you don't get an email from me, please reach out. It will have the recording, it will have PowerPoint slides, and then I threw a bunch of links in the chat. So I will include those in the recap email. I did have a couple of people join after I said it, but next week I will not be here. Our chairman of the board will be kind of running the class like I run it. So if you log in next week and it looks different or the waiting room feels weird, don't worry, you're in the right place. Class will start. It's just someone else is running it. So all that's to say, we will see you next week, October 14th. We're going to talk about customer acquisition. In the meantime, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please reach out. Otherwise, we hope you have a great rest of your week. Thanks, everybody.